See if I can't get us. First, let me get this tab off our screen here. Excuse me. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are here with the MRL Xfinity Series season opener at Daytona, guys. Looks like we'll have 19 cars going to battle it out here. We got about 13 minutes left here in practice. We're going to let these guys do their final prep work and get going. We'll be right back out. As we take a look on here, board, with Poncho McDowell. If he's going to burn it down here in practice, see, he's going to test out the oil in that new motor he just put in there, I guess. See if we can't get a better angle here. As we are looking at the 02 of Nicholas Maynard. The kid. One of our drivers from the I-85 Racing League that came over here to the MRL Madness Racing League from Belfort, South Carolina, 22-year-old fast race car driver. Gets in a little over his head from time to time. Riding around in a slick, what is that, Maynard Motors Toyota Supra. Love them colors. See if we can't get a better view for some more people out here. Take a look down the grid here, see if we can't see some different people. We got the 17 of Colton Balzer, the 222 of Chris Nady, hometown Indiana. This guy right here is very fast, hell of a guy. He came over from one of the other leagues we have. One thing about Chris that I've learned is he's going to put his car exactly where it needs to be when he wants it to be, not when it needs to be. Looking forward to him having a big race tonight. Really interesting to see what's going to happen with him if we keep going down the field here. See if we can't find another driver. We ride along right here. The number 56 PlayStation Chevy Camaro of George Stetson from Ocala, Florida. It's a slick looking race car, guys. See if we can't get a better angle of it here. Look at that beautiful gem right there, folks. So look on board right here with Colton Waters. This guy right here, Temple University student. Shout out Temple University. Congratulations, Colton Waters. Keep grinding, big guy. Proud of you here at the MRL Racing Series. Oh, he puts it into gear. Is he going to give us something? Come on, big guy. Doesn't look like it. See if he can't ride. Oh. Right on board here at the 09 of Sean Stamper. He's going to get in a pack here. Like the Nicholas Maynard and Poncho McDowell. We can't get a better look at this, folks. See what we can get going. We got about 10 minutes left here in the practice session here at the MRL Xfinity Racing Series. As these three guys are out here trying to figure out the air, trying to figure out the racetrack. We do have two dual races tonight, folks, before the feature. Be two races, 8 laps apiece. Split the field in half. The two winners will start on the front row tonight. Will be awarded 10 additional bonus points to the total scores of the night. Top 5 payout in points, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to tune in next Monday night as our Gen 6 Cup Series takes on Daytona, the High Banks again. As they rip through turn 2 down the back straightaway. The 02 of Nicholas Maynard leading the 69 of Poncho McDowell and the 09 of Sean Stamper down the back straightaway. These guys are trying to figure out, who you can and can't push with. You got certain guys that, like to be pushed. Some guys like to push. Some guys just like to ride and like to ride in the back for the chaos. It's it's kind of chaos out here from time to time when you really don't know what's going on. As we'll take a look at the blimp here. Shout out to the MRL blimp showing up as always, doing us big favors. He's got about 9 minutes left in practice, guys. Let's take you on board. Some nice shots and let you guys listen. Testing, testing. I'm new to this streaming, guys. Trying to figure out how to get a couple things down as we got some of these guys. I don't want it to be too loud when I'm talking. I want y'all to be able to hear me. As we look on board here with the 69 of Poncho McDowell. Right on board with him. He leads these guys out here as we pull up beside the Colden Waters machine. About 7 minutes left in practice, guys. We do have two heat races tonight, dual races, be 8 laps apiece. These guys out here getting their final touches and tune-ins for the night. While they're doing that, I'll get my stream all put together to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Give me 1 second, folks, as I try to figure some things out. I'm new to this. So look around the great Daytona Motor Speedway. I'm trying to figure out a couple of these things before we get started here, folks. I think we're good to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in the MRL Xfinity Series season opener at Daytona for dual race number 1. As we take a look at the starting field, as we'll have starting off tonight's pack will be the number 17 of Colton Balzer. Start number 2 of the night, Nicholas Maynard, the kid, in Welford, South Carolina, 22-year-old. Starting in third place spot tonight be the 222 of Chris Nady, hometown of Indiana. That is not a hometown, that is a state, folks. That is my bad. Starting in the 4th spot of the night will be the number 25 of Sean Williams from East Windsor. Starting in the 5th spot of the night will be the number 7777 of Bobby Kyle. Rounding out the 6th spot of the night will be the number 7 Ford Mustang of Travis Wall. Let's get it on, baby. Travis Wall is one of our great funny comedian guys here in the MRL Racing Series as we ride on back into the 7th spot of Colton Waters from Mobile, Alabama. Starting in the, excuse me one second, let me skip back over. Starting in the 8th position, Colby Montimi. Starting in the 9th position, number 78, Caleb Hunt. And then rounding out the final position in the night's heat race will be the number 85 of Alfonso Claudio. We'll go back up here to the front of Colton Balzer. He'll lead them off. And we are off here at the Daytona Motor Speedway, folks, for heat race number 1 of the MRL Xfinity Series, and then we'll rip it through the gears. Soaring into turn 1 will be the leader of number 17 of Colton Balzer on the outside. The 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard. They'll climb the high banks, roaring to turn 2. Here they go down the back straightaway. The 17 stays on the bottom of the racetrack. The 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard and his Toyota Supra stays on the top side of the racetrack. The 222 all over the back bumper of the 17. The 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard on the top side of the racetrack trying to make something shake. The 17 on the low side. The 222 trying to get around. Oh, he'll get a little loose. The 17, will he come up and block both lines? We're not sure. Here comes the 0-2 car in his Maynard Motor Toyota Supra. Who will lead lap 1? Looks like it'll be Colton Balzer. Climbing these high banks here at the Daytona International Speedway in the good Daytona, Florida for the MRL Xfinity season opener. We'll have 2 dual races. This is action-packed already. I can't wait to see what other races we have bringing tonight. These guys are running it really clean as they soar down the back straightaway. Again, the 222 of Chris Nadu doing all he can trying to get the 17 of Colton Balzer in front of the line to get himself clear, as there's only 8 laps as they come down the front stretch here to take 6 laps to go. Chris Nadu trying his hardest, but he can't seem to get around. Side by side, climbing the high banks at Daytona, soaring off turn 2. Can the 0-2 keep them lined up to get a run to the front? Here they go, lined up side by side down the back straightaway. The 17 car of Colton Balzer still out front. Side by side. You betcha. 5 laps to go at the line. Who's going to make the move to make it 3 wide and get themselves 10 additional points to the night's league as the 78 gets loose? That's the 78 of Caleb Hunt getting loose there. Nice save. I see the 0-2 car of Nicholas Maynard trying to side draft. He'll bring the line closer. It's 5 on the outside, 4 on the inside. The 17 gets loose. There goes the 78. He's loose again. He's on the below the yellow line. The 77 of Bobby Kyle will check up for him, let him back in the line. These folks keep it clean again. We are still green here at the Daytona International Speedway as they soar off turn 4. Who's going to get back to the line first? Will it be the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard? Or will it be the 17 of Colton Balzer? Nicholas Maynard leads that lap. The 25 is Sean Williams all over the back bumper. The 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard doing an absolutely outstanding job. That's how it's done, folks, if you want to know how to push here at the high banks of Daytona. The 7 car, Travis Wall, trying to make something shake behind him himself. Talked to him before the race. He said he was very excited to be out here joining the MRL Xfinity Series. And he said that exact same thing. Let's get it on. One of like 8, I heard, South Carolina boys out here. As Sean Williams soaring to the back bumper of the 0-2. Can he get him clear? They'll come off turn 4. 4 laps to go here at Daytona International Speedway in dual race number 1, Nicholas Maynard. They door off turn 4 here. They come to the line. Chris Nadeau has not lifted off the back bumper, that 17 yet. I know that temperature is rising just like it is in the race. Here they go. The 0-2 will climb back higher off the top of the racetrack. See if he can't get some momentum. No contact. It was close to 78 back down on the bottom of the racetrack. The intensity is ramping up, and so is everybody else. These drivers are strapped extra tight in. We have 3 laps to go. When we get back to the line, the 222 looking to make something shake. Here comes the 78 of Caleb Hunt on the bottom. He says, I want something. But don't forget we have Colton Water, the 2012 Super sitting back there. Mobile, Alabama representative. He's got plenty of family in the stands tonight. They're up there screaming and yelling. I hear them. 2 laps to go here at Daytona International Speedway in dual race number 1. What's going to happen? Who's going to win it? Look at the number 8 back there. I think I know what his plan is. He's trying to sneak his way into 1, but we're going to go back up here to the front of the pack and see what's shaking. As Colton Balzer has led almost every single lap, but I think 2 here as they soar down the back straightaway. This inside line starting to get discombobulated. It's the 77 of Bobby Kyle will spin on the infield. It's a race back to the front. Nicholas Maynard on the outside, trying to get to the right rear quarter panel. Can he get there? The 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard on the outside. White flag, white flag, white flag at the line, baby. Who's going to get back here first for the conclusion of dual race number 1 and earn themselves 10 additional points? Up the banks in 3 and 4 for the final time in tonight's first heat race. Don't forget about the 75-lap main feature after. Hit the 222 of Chris Nadeau's in the wall. So it's Nicholas Maynard. The 25 of Sean Williams is also in the wall. But it's the race back to the line. Who's going to get here first? Will it be the 17 of Colton Balzer? Or will it be the 7? Who's going to get here first? Travis Wall on the outside by himself, sitting duck. Colton Waters on the inside, pushing hard. Who's going to get here? Will the 85 make a move? He looks left, looks right. Goes left again. It'll be the 17 of Colton Balzer. Tonight's winner of the dual race number 1 will go to Colton Balzer. Absolutely dominating performance from him tonight. Almost leading every single lap. And I know he's jumping up and down in excitement. He's just earned himself 10 additional points added to his total score no matter what happens tonight, not adding in the points that he's gotten for leading tonight's laps. Don't forget, folks, that is just dual race number 1, and the action that we just seen was unreal, folks. As these guys go ahead and get ready to grid up for dual race number 2, as you see the results for the top excuse me, if I can't get it to pull up here real quick. That's the heat 1 results. Finishing first and winning tonight's first heat dual race will be Colton Balzer in the 17. Finishing second will be the 85, Alfonso Claudio. Finished third tonight will be the 2012 Super of Colton Waters. Finishing fourth tonight will be the 7 of Travis Wall. Finishing fifth in tonight's dual race number 1 will be the 78 of Caleb Hunt. Rounding out the 6th position will be Colby Montemini, the number 8. Finishing 7th with Sean Williams. 8th, Chris Nadeau. Number 9th, the Kid. In the 0-2 Booty Scoot Racing Machine with a sad performance. He's wrecked late on the last lap, and Bobby Kyle finds himself in the wall late in heat race number 1. But ladies and gentlemen, with all that being said, all the action packed from that first race is just the beginning of it, folks, as these guys are gritting up on pit road right now. See if we can't get down here on pit road. We'll go to the field of heat race number 2 as we'll ride with tonight's pole leader, And heat race number 2 will be the number 48 Chevy Camaro of Nick Crawford from Buchanan, West Virginia. Starting on the outside pole will be the number 75 Ford Mustang of Andy Wicker. Starting in the 3rd spot, the Toyota Supra all the way from Canada, Connell Bolton. Starting in the 4th spot, door race number 2 tonight, the Chevy Camaro number 33, owner of the Home Run Cafe in Greer, South Carolina, Tony Cook. Starting in the 5th spot tonight, it's heat race number 2, the one and only, your mom's favorite driver, John the Boogeyman Michael Bryan. Starting in the 6th spot tonight, starting in the 09 Chevy Camaro, Sean Stemper. Starting in the 7th spot, driving the number 56 Chevy Camaro from Ocala, Florida, George Stetson. Starting in the 8th spot tonight from Hawthorne, New Jersey, Kevin Tankos. Rounding out the back of the field tonight, always the number 69, Pancho McDowell. As Peter, the pace car, will pull in a pit road here, folks. We have 8 more laps of action-packed dual heat races before our main event tonight. Which one of these drivers are going to get there? As we'll let you guys listen on, and we'll stay quiet for the whole first lap. As we ride on board with the 23 of John Michael Bryan, the Boogeyman, your mom's favorite driver, who's going to get back to the line first. Looks like John Michael Bryan, no, Nick Crawford will lead the first lap of tonight's second dual race as they will climb the banks into turn 1 for lap number 2 of this 8-lap dual race. As we scroll through the field here, Sean Stamper on that outside line, trying to keep some defense in the 21 car down. Trying to keep some defense, behind the 21 car from the outside line is the 33 of Tony Cook. Trying to make something shake. These guys just riding right now is the 48 of, oh, will he get it? Oh, what a, oh, looks like the wrecking is a big wreck. Big wreck. Will the caution come out? See what happens here. Looks like these guys are slowing up for the pace car. See if we can't back that up. See what happened there. Just a massive wreck. See if we can't ride with the 48 of Nick Crawford. As he gets a little loose, gets a little nudge from the 21 of Connell Bolton, and it's just a big pile up into the corner. Mayhem just ensues. See if we can't get this back on track to where we were. So our first caution, folks, here in the MRL Xfinity Series season opener. First caution of the year, first caution of the season. As the 48 of Nick Crawford gets turned around by the 21 of Connell Bolton. as you ride inside the Toyota Supra of John Michael Bryant, the Boogeyman. One thing that I've known about the Boogeyman, I've known him a long time. He's way older than me, but this guy right here is fearless. If there was any adjective to describe him, it's fearless, it's reckless, it's crazy, it's immuning. This guy right here he's passionate about what he does. He loves his family. Just can't say enough about him. Same with the guy behind him, the number 75 of Andy Whitaker. Both of these guys here are pro veterans here in the MRL Xfinity Series. Some of the ones that the younger guys look up to here for experiences. We get a couple guys pull down pit road here. Be the 48 of Nick Crawford, the 69 of Poncho McDowell, the 21 of Connell Bolton, and the 09 of Sean Stamper. We'll all pull down pit road, and we'll look on board here with the 09 of Sean Stamper, as he'll pull into his pit box. And his guys will hop the box, and they'll see if they'll jack up the right side, put tires onto their 9. It looks like it's going to be a gas-only call for the 09 of Sean Stamper. We'll look on with the 21 of Connell Bolton, from Kingston, Ontario, Canada. 14 years old, guys. This guy is a legit race car driver. He's here to compete. He told me earlier tonight when I talked to him that he wasn't here to mess with any of the old guys' feelings and nonsense. He said he was here to win the race, and he said he was here to let his name be known. He said, I am Connell Bolton, and I will let it be known. So, as we look back up front here, these guys get side by side. Looks like it's going to be one the green here. We got some guys catching the pace car. Peter the pace car working overtime today. Can't thank him enough. As we look on here, folks, from the chopper view, already been some action-packed racing tonight. If you missed it, Colton Balzer wins dual race number 1, leads almost every lap in dominating fashion. Big pile up on the backstretch involving Nicholas Maynard and Bobby Kyle. Get turned around early, find themselves in the back. Let's see if we ain't got time to show the results one more time from heat number 1. Give me just a second, folks. There's your results from heat race number 1. Give me just a second. I'll pull it back up as they're getting ready to go green here. John Michael Bryant launches out of the restart zone early. They're side by side. Tony Cook ripping through the gears, trying to catch him. The number 75 of Andy Whitaker and his Ford Mustang trying to get up there. I think he's playing it smart, though. You want to be patient, see where people want to lay in the 56 of George Stetson. All over the place. We got 4 laps to go here in dual race number 2. Tony Cook on the outside. The Boogeyman, John Michael Bryant on the inside, side by side, roaring down the back stretch. The number 4 car of Kevin Tonkos all over the back bumper of Tony Cook. Tony Cook in full control here at the Daytona International Speedway, late with 4 laps to go. John Michael Bryant all over the back bumper. Will we get another caution, folks, or will we stay green to the end? Tony Cook out front here, folks, at the Daytona International Speedway, trying to win dual race number 2 of the MRL Xfinity Series opener. Somebody on the outside, that'll be the 4. Kevin Tonkos getting loose. Andy Whitaker all over the back bumper. They're 3 on the outside, 5 on the inside. Can they make something shake? 3 laps to go at Daytona. Down the backstretch, Tony Cook leads them. John Michael Bryant all over the back bumper. You know he wants to shake something, but can he shake it early? Not Taylor Swift either. The 21 of Connell Bolton looking to strike. Here comes the 4, Kevin Tonkos on the outside. The 21 jumps up on the outside. So does the 23 of Boogeyman Michael Bryant. Tony Cook side by side. Who's going to get to the line? Tony Cook, 2 laps to go. John Michael Bryant on the outside trying to get there. Tony Cook in full control here as they go through turn 2 down the back stretch. 2 laps to go at Daytona. The 4-car, Kevin Tonka's all over the back bumper. John Michael Bryant, can he get there and give him a shot? Tony Cook goes up, gives John Michael Bryant a little nudge. Will John Michael Bryant pay it back as they soar into turn 3? 2 laps to go. Side by side, coming through the front stretch. White flag, white flag, white flag. 1 more lap to go here in heat race number 2 of the MRL Xfinity season 1 opener. John Michael Bryant on the outside, trying to make something shake. Who's going to get back to the line first? Your mom's favorite driver. Your mom should be jumping right now. Tony Cook on the inside. Who's going to prevail? And they're loose. 3 wide down the back stretch. John Michael Bryant side by side with Tony Cook. It's a drag race. Who's going to get to the line first? The 48 loose again on the bottom. He'll save the race car. 33 of Tony Cook to the bottom of the racetrack. Door by John Michael Bryant to the top of the racetrack. John Michael Bryant in the wall. Will John Michael Bryant get there? Tony Cook in full control of the 4-car. Kevin Tonka 23 around. Tony Cook wins it. Tony Cook of Greer, South Carolina, the Home Run Cafe owner, wins it. Dual race number 2 at Daytona. Full control at the end, covering both lanes, gets it done. John Michael Bryant in second place. Sean Stamper going to finish out in the 4th spot. Connell Bolton in the 3rd. George Stetson in the 5th, and we'll get the final results put up at the end. But right now, Tony Cook is your winner of heat race number 2, adding himself 10 additional points to his total. And it is time, folks, for the biggest race of them all, the season opener at Daytona. We'll be back in 4 minutes. You don't want to miss it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back here at the Daytona International Speedway. We are about 3 minutes away from the season opener of the MRL Xfinity Series. As we look on board right here, follow around the 48 car of Nick Crawford from Buchanan, West Virginia. Had a little trouble earlier in his door races. Congratulations to Tony Cook and Colton Balzer, the number 17 Chevy Camaro. 2 Camaros taking both door races. Is that something that we're going to see tonight, hopefully? The Chevy Camaro bow ties get out front and try to lead a lot of laps and win the race here. Who's going to make themselves locked into the playoffs first here at the MRL Xfinity Series season opener? These guys have, if this features anything like them 2 heat races, then it's going to be a hell of a show for you folks here on the TikTok. As we look up here on board here with the 222 of Chris Nady. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I hope I'm saying that right. I apologize, buddy, if I'm not. Indiana kid in here. I'm sure he's excited to see, hopefully, that we might be going to the Brickyard sometime next year here. And in front of them, not far, is The sexy man, Poncho McDowell. Poncho, a good friend of the admins here in the MRL Xfinity series, makes all of his own paint schemes. Kind of a quiet guy, but he will rattle your cage, something like Dale Earnhardt, he says. Trying to show some loves to everybody. We go back here on the front stretch. We ride with Colton Waters from Mobile, Alabama. Hell of a guy. Met him before in real life at the Atlanta race. Shout out to you, Colton. And his beautiful Matco Tools Toyota Supra. As we do our annual, see if we can't find anybody else on track. There we go. Excuse me. A lot of them getting TV time as we'll go through the grid here. Take a good look at all of our drivers. Is the number 8 tonight's Chevy Camaro, the last 40 seconds here. We'll do a bunch of driver introductions. I'll just go down the list as they are. Driving tonight's number 48 Chevy Camaro will be Nick Crawford from Buchanan, West Virginia. His Chevy teammate, not teammate, but Chevy teammate, the 222 of Chris Nady from Indiana. Another Chevy bow tie out here tonight will be the number 69 of Poncho McDowell. We just rode on him in his slick Chevy Camaro paint scheme. Painted by him, the number 4 of Kevin Tonkas from Hawthorne, New Jersey. Colton Waters rolling in all the way from Mobile, Alabama down here to Florida to make it shake. And then we look on here with the Nicholas Maynard, the kid from Welford, South Carolina. Colby Montmini from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I apologize, buddy, if I mispronounced your name. You'll have to give me a correction on that if I did. I apologize. Driving the number 85 Toyota Supra tonight will be the Alfonso Calaidia. So you take a look at the grid to start tonight's race. Excuse me, I apologize. Let me hide that for you guys. If we take a look with the results from tonight's heat races that's led us here tonight, some bunch of action-packed racing as Colton Balzer takes heat race number 1, earns himself an additional 10 points added to his total score to add on to tonight. And let's not forget about the action-packed heat 2s where John Michael Bryant comes up short to Tony Cook. And Tony Cook takes heat race number 2 here at the MRL Xfinity Series. But now, it's time for the main action, boys. Are you ready, TikTok? As we'll go through tonight's fucking starting grid, apologize my language as I accidentally almost pressed the wrong button. Starting in the first position tonight at Daytona, the number 17 of Colton Balzer. Starting on the outside pole, driving the Chevy Camaro, Tony Cook. Starting in the third spot, driving the Toyota Supra, your mom's favorite driver, John Michael Bryant. Starting in the 85 car tonight, starting in the third spot will be Alfonso Claudio. Starting in the fifth spot tonight will be the number 20 car of Colton Waters. Starting in the sixth spot tonight will be the number 21 of Connell Bolton. Starting in the seventh spot tonight, the Ford Mustang of Travis Wall. Let's get it on, baby. Driving the 09 Chevy Camaro tonight, Sean Stemper. Starting tonight, the driver of the number 78 Toyota Supra, Caleb Hunt. Starting 10th will be the driver of the Chevy Camaro, number 56, George Stetson. Rounding out in the 11th spot tonight will be Colby Montmini. Starting in the 13th spot, the number 75 Ford Mustang, Andy Wicker. Starting in the 14th spot will be number 25 of Sean Williams. Starting in the 15th spot, will be Nick Crawford from Buchanan, West Virginia. Starting in the number 18th spot in the number 69, Pancho McDowell. In the 17th spot, the number 02 Toyota Supra Maynard Motors, Nicholas Maynard. And rounding out the tail end of the field tonight will be the number 77 of Bobby Kyle. As Peter the Pace car is pulled off, folks. And Colton Balzer, Tony Cook lead them to the green, and we are green at Daytona for 75 laps of action-packed racing. It's John Michael Bryant all over the back bumper of Tony Cook as they rip through the gears, soaring through turn one. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited to see what turns out here after seeing what I've seen tonight in those two dual races. As Tony Cook seems to be out front, lead him down the back straight to be side-by-side drag straight. The number 85 of Alfonso Clavidio all over the back bumper of the 17. As they go into turn 3, gaining speed, gaining momentum. The 21 car on the outside, Connell Bowden from Canada, trying to get to the back bumper of the 23 of John Michael Bryant. As they're side-by-side, keeping it clean. Who's going to get to the line to complete lap 1 first? Looks like it's going to be the 17 of Colton Balzer. Strap those seat belts tight, boys. It's going to get boogie, boogie, boogie. It's the 17 of Colton Balzer on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to make something shake. The number 85 of Alfonso Clavidio. Nobody making any kind of moves right now as they're riding side by side. Tony Cook on the outside, Colton Balzer on the inside. As they come across the front stretch, who's going to lead lap 2 of the MRL Xfinity season opener at Daytona? Look like it's going to be Colton Balzer again. And here comes the 33 of Tony Cook on the outside, getting a nice shove by the 23, the boogeyman John Michael Bryant, trying to make something shake as we got 2 Chevys trying to lead the race here. 3 Toyotas lined up in a row, and then there's a first Ford. The number 17 of Colton Balzer showed everything that he had earlier in the dual race, showing that he has proof that he can lead both of these lines and lead this race if they let him, winning his dual race. But don't forget, Tony Cook on the outside, leading that outside lane, won his dual race also as well from Greer, South Carolina, as he's got John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman, all over the back bumper of him. Your mom's favorite driver, as she should be jumping right now, telling him to give him a shove. Give him a shove as they soar across the front stretch trying to get to turn 1. Will they get there? John Michael Bryant shooting and booting as we ride on board with him. See if he can't get to the back bumper of the 33 of Tony Cook. It looks like he will. Tony Cook out front here at Daytona with 4 laps in here. These drivers actually came some sort of way. I actually can't believe it's the 23 car pushing the 33 of Tony Cook, the 21 not far behind, trailing the 09 of Sean Stamper not far behind him, trying to make something shake. Here from George is at home screaming for him to go in that Chrome 09 machine. Not really sure what the plan is for these drivers as they ride side by side down the back stretch. It's a drag race. Who's going to get out front? Tony Cook leading the outside. Colton Balzer on the inside. The 2 front leaders, both of them the dual winners of tonight's races. It's how they got there. The 21 car right behind them in the 6th place spot, trying to make something shake. Colton Waters in the 20 on the inside. He's trying to make something shake. Don't forget about the 7 car of Travis Wall, as here he comes on the outside. As they finish lap 5, here comes the lap 6. Roaring through the front stretch, running in the turn 1, side by side, all the way back. Who's going to get through turn 1 and turn 2? Will they keep it straight? We're being caution free so far. Right now I'm seeing 19 drivers to their pure excellence, putting it all out there on the line, giving it everything that they got, trying to keep it tame, keep their car in one piece. These drivers do have one fast prepared here in the MRL Xfinity Series, only on super speedways, as they are side by side, roaring through the gears. One guy we haven't talked a lot about so far is the number 4 good range of Kevin Tonkos from Hawthorne, New Jersey. His Chevy Camaro on the bottom side. He's just trying to ride, stay patient. Nobody in front of him, too close. Nobody behind him, trying to keep that air pocket in there. Wanting to do something special here tonight. He told me earlier tonight on pit road, he said he's got his family in the stands. He's never won before in front of his kids. He wants to win in front of his kids. I told him he's in the perfect place tonight to get that done here. We're rolling through turn 3, turn 4. The 17 Chevy Camaro of Colton Balzer still out front like he has been all day, all night. Both heat races in his own as we look on at the 09 of Sean Stamper. The number 7 of Travis Wall doing what he's got to do. Pelzer, South Carolina in the house. Colton Waters. Travis Wall battling it out here at Daytona. Give it up, boy. Give it up. We look back here at the 02 of Nicholas Maynard. That's a slick-looking paint scheme. Just listen to those V6s rip through the Daytona night under these lights. Poncho McDowell with a little rated R material on his car. We love it. That's what I mean, Poncho. The 20 car, Colton Waters, currently sitting in the 6th place spot. The 21, a little early on the outside, trying to get John Michael Bryant. Clear the inside, and Tony Cook on the inside. He's already proved that he can block both lanes. Winning his dual races, he'll get shoved to the bottom of the racetrack. They'll go below the yellow line. They'll follow back in line. They're a little early, but they all save it. Ribbon into turn 3. What a save. One guy I got my eye on tonight is this number 56 car of George Stetson, making moves. Starting back in the mid-pack, he's already worked his way up. Now he's in the 7th place spot. Got the number 75 car of Andy Whitker right behind him. They're trying to make something shake. PlayStation Network might give him a free membership if he can get it done here tonight. But first, we got to get it done. We're 10 laps in here, folks, to the MRL Xfinity season opener at Daytona. Let's go for our first Fast and Loud. We're back from our first Fast and Loud here, the MRL Xfinity Series. We're 12 laps into our 75-lap feature here at the Daytona International Speedway. Who is going to lock themselves into the MRL playoffs with a win here tonight at Daytona and don't even have to worry about the rest of the season but gain points and run for it? It's the 21 car on the outside of Connell Bolin, trying to get a run to the front, getting shoved by the 09 of Sean Stamper. Can he get there and get him clear? Don't look like it. The 23 of John Michael Bryant will power back hard, driving into 3. If we take a look back at the number 85 of Alfonso Claudio, trying to make something shake, got Colton Waters all over his back bumper. Bring the ticker back up. And John Michael Bryant is your leader here at Daytona. Finally out front, clear of the 21 car of Connell Bolton, Canada, tuning in against these Americans. Going to get it done. Can he get it done? The 09 of Sean Stamper trying to bring it to his back bumper. Can't quite get there. John Michael Bryant, the 23. The Boogeyman will move up to make the block. Some absolutely beautiful racing from these guys out here tonight. 19 guys showed up tonight for tonight's season opener. We're 14 laps in, caution free. I don't want to jinx it as they rip turn one. Side by side, guys starting to get whirly. Guys trying to pick spots as maybe we had to have a chance of getting some green flag pit stops. I'm estimating about 28 to 30 laps maybe in gas as the 02 of Nicholas Maynard has come from the back. Says, I got something to say about this. Talking to Nicholas Maynard before the race, he's got about 60 career wins, he told me, in Draft Masters and Speedway type tracks where he can just hold his foot down. He said he understands the draft very well. He said he's looking to make something shake tonight. See if he can't do something as we ride on the drone on the front stretch. The 23 car side by side with the 33 of Tony Cook, the 09. Trying to ride, get the 21, a push, get him out there. One guy I think we haven't talked a lot about tonight, it's a 78 of Caleb Hunt. His Toyota Supra look like it's got a little bit of a handling problem. He's kicking it back in the back here, just like his sponsor on the side of his race car. Told me earlier tonight, he said he didn't want to get in trouble, wanted to try to save his fast repair towards the end just in case something happened. You never know what can go wrong in these races. His guys get desperate quick. I also don't want to forget our other guy, Sean Williams, in here. We got the battle of the Seans, one in the front, one in the back. This one back here maybe a little smarter. And his beautiful, what is that, Louisiana hot sauce? Is that what that is? Because he's kind of hot out here tonight. East Windsor, hometown representing. It'll rip on the bottom side of the racetrack. These guys side by side down the back stretch. Drag race. Who's going to get back to the line? 16 laps in here of 75. As we look at Colton Waters and his Toyota Super machine. Trying to make something shake. Don't want to forget, folks, if you weren't here earlier and didn't get to tune in, here are the results from tonight's heat races duels. The number 17 of Colton Balzer out front with Tony Cook right now. They're the two leaders. Your two dual race winners. This is the results from heat race number 1, and here's the results from heat race number 2. Take a look, John Michael Bryant, Tony Cook, Connell Bolton, pretty much the same guys that are up front now, showed their presence in their dual race, proving that they deserve to be out here as Tony Cook gets a little shot from the 85 of Alfonso. As they're going to soar through turn 3. What a big run from the 33 of Tony Cook. That's a man move. Side by side. Who's going to get back to the line first? Tony Cook with an amazing bump by the 85 of Alfonso Claudio. It's the 17 of Colton Balzer back out front. Chasing down the 33 of Tony Cook. It's been side by side all day. We ride on board here with Tony Cook. Beautiful steady line. Trying to paint that yellow line, but give a little bit of room so guys can give him shots as they come down the back straightaway, soaring. And there are all kinds of whirling. The 85, oh! On the bottom of the racetrack goes the 7 of Travis Wall. Will he save it? He comes back up in the traffic. He gets it to the 77 of Bobby Kyle. Looks like they're going to spin around. They save it. Every one of them save it. Just amazing by these drivers. Bobby Kyle with an amazing save. And the caution will fly here. As we have our first wreck here in the feature tonight at the MRL Xfinity Series. It's Bobby Kyle them save it up. Wasn't too bad of a wreck. Didn't look like anybody got turned around. Anybody got any kind of damage. See if we can't get some guys. We're going to go in here and get some pit stops. Maybe Tony Cook is your leader, folks. Has been dominating all day. He's won his heat race, and he's out front now, led about 10 so laps of this 19. Alfonso Claudio in second. Colton Balzer in third. John Michael Bryant in fourth. Cornell Bolton in fifth. Colton Waters in sixth. Sean Stamper in seventh. George Stetson in eighth. Andy Wicker in nine. And Nicholas Maynard will round out your top 10 after the caution. We're going to focus back in to the guys coming down pit road. Tony Cook, Colton Balzer, Alfonso Claudio rolling them down pit road. Cornell Bolton from Kingston, Ontario, 14-year-old's got 7 career wins. As he pulls up to the back bumper of the 23, let him know that he wasn't happy about how things transpired as they was drafted. He'll slide into his box. Colton Waters slides into his box. The crew will hop the wall. They'll put the jack underneath the race car. They'll jack it up. They'll put right side tires on the car. They'll drop the car. Here comes the 7 down pit road. The 25 of Sean Williams from East Windsor, He'll slide into his box. Is it going to be gas only or is it going to be tires? Will the crew jump the wall? We'll go back to Travis Wall. Colton Water beats him out on pit road. He'll come out fourth. Excuse me, we got a terrible view here. Kevin Tonkos from Hawthorne, New Jersey will pull out of pit road. Go back out front. Let everything scroll back out. Looks like Alfonso Claudio is going to be the leader, folks, and will be the winner off pit road. The gas only stop. Great stop by him. See if we can't show up a pit stop time. Claudio up 15 spots. Tony Cook up 4 spots from his pit position. John Michael Bryant back up 16 spots from his position. As things are still coming out, this is pit lane time. I should probably change it to the distinct of pit. So everybody did pit, losing several positions. You see it right there firsthand. Peter the pace car. Guys, these guys around under caution. We're 20 laps in here of our 75 lap race here at the MRL Xfinity Series season opener at Daytona, excuse me. It's been a Tony Cook show. He's been cooking up the competition. From Greer, South Carolina. Won his heat race, like I've said 1,000 times already. Along did Colton Balzer. John Michael Bryant has been nobody to play with either. Don't forget about it. Your mom's jumping up and down. I would love to see it. See if we can't get the one to go here. And these guys will choose. They'll double them up side by side. We'll go back through the field one last time after the pit stops to see what they got. Well, leading off pit road now will be Alfonso Claudio. Starting on the outside will be the 33 of Tony Cook. Starting in third will be the 23 of John Michael Bryant. Starting fourth will be the 17 of Colton Balzer. Starting fifth will be the 20 of Colton Waters. Starting sixth will be the 75 of Andy Whitaker. Starting seventh will be the 09 of Sean Stamper. Starting eighth will be the 02 of Nicholas Maynard. Starting eighth will be the number 21 Cornell Bolton. Starting ninth will be Chris Nady. Starting 10th will be Nick Crawford, and that'll run out the top 10 as we come back here, folks, to the main part. Excuse me, I did not mean to press that. Look at our weather report of the day, folks. Got 13 miles an hour wind blowing in. These cars staying extra cool, so these guys are allowed to suck up to the back of these cars, the vacuum effect working in a little more extra effect in certain parts of the racetrack, whether it's the front stretch or the back stretch, depending on which way it's going. But it is such a cool night here in Daytona. Holding off some rain. As we look on board with Alfonso Claudio here for his restart, let's see if he can rip us through the gears. Colton Waters, Andy Whitaker, kind of get you kind of an eye on how long these RPMs are ripping through these gears here at the long banks of Daytona, and Alfonso Claudio will lead them off underneath the lap 22s. We will go back green. If I can get it to go green. Here we go. Andy Whitaker ripping through the gears, already back up to where he started earlier in tonight's race. In the 7th spot, as he's trying his hardest to give it everything he's got. As we look back here, the number 33 of Tony Cook started on the inside row, but he's going to get left back out. We don't know what's going on. Guys are jumping all over the place. John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman, is your leader here at Daytona, folks. He's out front in full command. We got 2 guys on the outside. That outside line is falling apart. Everybody's single file on the bottom side of the racetrack. As we look right here with the number 33 of Tony Cook, he'll jump to the top side of the racetrack trying to make something shake. Trying to get him in line to see something to shake. These guys got to get nose to bumper, the vacuum effect. Get these guys shoved. You don't want to push too hard to get somebody turned and cause mayhem. The 78 will jump to the top side of the racetrack. He says, I got a bumper too. I want to play. Down the front stretch, the 23 car of John Michael Bryant will lead him to the checkered line right here. Not checkered. Greer, South Carolina, the 29-year-old putting on a show here, folks. Got robbed of his dual race. He told me earlier after the dual race during the warm-up session, said he felt like he had it in the bag, was going to make a move on Tony Cook for the win, but got turned and collected late. Coming off turn 4, Tony Cook will steal the Heat 1 dual race to start on the front row tonight. And boy, you look at this, the 0-2 car of Nicholas Maynard. Chilling in the back of the pack earlier, up in a 3rd place spot. He said, I got somewhere to be. I'm here to play, folks. Right on board with the 02 Toyota Supra of Nicholas Maynard, the Maynard Motors sponsored vehicle. The 22-year-old got a lot of wins underneath this belt. I believe the caution is flown here, maybe, folks. Not sure. Yeah, the caution is out here. We ride with the 8 of Colby Montmini. Let's go back here, see if we can't take a look and see what happened here. The chopper view. See where the wreck started at. Chris Nadeau, oh, there it is. See if we can't get a number on what happened there. Look like it is going to be the 78 of Caleb Hunt. We'll see if we can't ride on board with Caleb. He'll get to the back bumper of Chris Nady. He gets turned around on the infield. Does he lock it down and save it? He goes for a ride. Bow! Way to keep his foot in. It don't look like it hurt it too bad. Got a little bit of damage on the front end there. Not too bad. As Caleb Hunt goes around, folks, to bring out our second caution of the night. As we'll fast forward here. These guys are catching the pace car under caution. We'll let the ticker come through as we look on board here. Do a couple of the things. Sean Stamper, the 09's, had a hell of a race tonight. So has the 21 of Connell Bolton. Been all over the front of the racetrack tonight. Up front, Chris Nady gets a little shove right there from the 78. Then sends around the 78 from behind. It wasn't hit, no problem of his own doing. Indiana's screaming for him to get out there and get it going again. It's Colton Waters. Looks like he will be served a EOL penalty. Oh, nope. He's going to gas it up here. Looks like he was fixing something on his end. Andy Wicker, Colby Mini, Alfonso Clovidio in the 5th spot. We got some guys coming down pit road as we got some takers. It's Nicholas Maynard from Welford, South Carolina. Made his way up there to the front. It's like he'll give a little track position up as he'll pull into pit road. And he'll slide in. His crew will hop the pit box. They'll put the right side tires on. They'll pull the right side tires and put them on. They'll drop the jack. Full tank of tires. He'll wait for just a second to get his tank full and he'll pull off. 2 tires from Nicholas Maynard. Colton Waters is pulling in and he's off pit road. John Michael Bryant wins the battle off pit road. Caleb Punt still sitting in his pit box. This is a terrible angle. Please let me excuse you. Still sitting in his box. Poncho McDowell still sitting in his box. Bobby Kyle back there, he's getting his damage fixed from earlier contact as they'll ride off. Will he beat Poncho McDowell? We'll have a race off pit road. Poncho McDowell will beat him off pit road. Colton Balzer, the leader of tonight's Heat 1 duel, is the leader once again. On the outside of him is Alfonso Clovidio. George Stetson up here making his name heard from Arcola, Florida. Stand up in the 3rd place spot. Told me tonight that he said he was going to put it in there. Big Byron fan. Said he was going to show you guys his inner Byron skills. Got PlayStation on the side of the car. Proud to have him here tonight. Nick Crawford, one of our many Nicks in the league. Buchanan, West Virginia. One of our Canadian guys in here, Kingston, Ontario. Connell Bolton, the 14-year-old teenager sensation in the Star Key Toyota Supra. Putting on a show for you folks tonight. Giving it everything he's got. In the 6th place spot will be Kevin Tankos and his good wrench. Kevin Harvick throwback. Hawthorne, New Jersey represent. Everyone at Hawthorne, New Jersey gathered at the bar celebrating the number 4, cheering him on, trying to get him a win. Sean Williams, East Windsor represent. Want to get everybody their hometown. John Michael Bryant, your mom is showing her you know what in the bar right now with her friends. Jumping around, John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman, has gotten boogie up front a couple times with Tony Cook. Said felt like he got robbed earlier in his heat race. I mentioned that earlier. Said he wants to fight another fight at a real trophy in the feature race. Excuse me, it's Colton Waters from Mobile, Alabama. Told me he had about 20 of his frat friends from Temple University. The Temple University student, dude. Real proud of Colton Waters. Going to school and be able to participate here in the MRL Xfinity series on the weekends. Shows a lot of commitment from his behalf. In the final 10th spot, riding out the 10th spot will be the 09 of Sean Stamper from here in Georgia. Just for shits and giggles, we'll go on through the 11th spot of Colby Montmini from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Trying to keep it quiet. Got his shades on underneath the helmet, I heard. The 222 just got a little bit of contact there involved in that last caution from Indiana. Chris Nady on the I side going to stay out of a little trouble, he told me. Tony Cook goes in the pit there to get his gas tank full. He's going to roll out from the 14th position in his Chevy Camaro. Make sure you go get you a hot dog, folks, in Greer, South Carolina from the Home Run Cafe. Represent home-owned business from Tony Cook. Poncho McDowell will round out the 15th spot. Beautiful paint scheme from the 69 as they roll down the backstretch here. The 16th spot will be from Pelzer, South Carolina. These folks are all gathered in downtown Greenville, I heard. Greenville's the move for the guy for Travis Wall. They call him Mr. Travo, and that's his favorite saying, let's get it on. And I'm ready to get it on, too, as we get ready to go green here again, folks. Andy Wicker in the 75 in the 17th spot. Trying to stay out of trouble. He told me earlier that staying out of trouble at Daytona was like trying to stay away from your crazy ex-girlfriend. The thing just won't happen. Travis Wall, comedian, folks. Bobby Kyle on the back end of the outside line, on the inside line, along with Caleb Punt. As we'll go back to the front. As Peter the pace car get ready to pull off. Colton Balzer Alfonso Claudio on the outside, leading us to the green. Are you ready, folks? Here we go, here we go, here we go. Lap 28 of 75 completed here at the Daytona International Speedway as they rip through the gears. The number 85 of Alfonso Claudio on the outside. The number 17, Colton Balzer, heat race number 1 winner on the inside. The number 56 of George Stetson behind him on the inside. Can he get to the back? It's a drag race. They're ripping through the gears. Coming off turn 2, down the back stretch. Look at him go. Side by side drag race coming down the back stretch. The 85 of the Yahoo Toyota Supra out front. The Black Rifle Coffee 17 Chevy Camaro on the inside. George Stetson in third. On the bottom of the racetrack, soaring through turn 4, excuse me. Colton Balzer continued to put on a show, dominating tonight's race at Daytona International Speedway. Led over 18 laps here tonight, won his heat race also. George Stetson all over the back bumper. The 85 of Alfonso Claudio on the outside. Trailing behind him, Nick Crawford in the 48, trying to get his back bumper. Behind him, the 4 Kevin Tonkos, trying to get something straight. John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman. Here comes Nicholas Maynard on the outside. The outside line starting to get formed. Can they make something shake? John Michael Bryant on the outside. Nicholas Maynard will jump. They're 3 wide at Daytona, folks. John Michael Bryant, Nicholas Maynard on the outside. 2 of the most experienced guys in the field, trying to make it shake. The 09 of Sean Stamper will jump on the outside. He wants to race. Here comes Colton Waters. He says, I got a bumper. I want to have some fun. 3 wide at Daytona across the front stretch. Will they be able to hold it? Who's going to lead the lap? Looks like it'll be John Michael Bryant and Nicholas Maynard. That third line is prevailing, folks. Look at them go. Beautiful sight. John Michael Bryant will clip down. There's a big wreck going into turn 1. Big wreck, folks. The caution is out at the Daytona International Speedway. Let's back it up. That was a huge hit. The 02 of Nicholas Maynard will get through it. The 85 of Alfonso will get through it. 3 wide. Only lasts so long at Daytona, and it strikes, folks. If we can't get a look here at what's going on, we'll get a blimp cam going on as these drivers, it looks like George Stetson just gets hooked by the 48. These guys go spinning everywhere. Colton Waters involved. Kevin Tonkos gets around. He'll check up for it. Tony Cook gets around. Sean Stamper, let's get another look at that from a different angle. See if we can't ride on board somebody that didn't get to see it better than we did. We'll ride on board here with the 78 of Caleb Hunt. He's just minding his business. Soaring into turn 1. They're 3 wide up there making it shake. George Stetson gets hooked right in front of him. You see him up there. He'll check up and just has nowhere to go. Gets hooked. Caleb Hunt almost gets through and gets shoved to the bottom of the racetrack. That's twice for him tonight. We'll back it up one more time. We'll ride on board with the 75 of Andy Whitaker. Just nowhere to go. The bottom of the pack, just down the bottom of the racetrack. On the brake, gets ran over head on the wall. Massive shot for Andy Whitaker here at the Daytona International Speedway. Guys are wrecking everywhere. As we wait for these guys to go back and catch the pace car. We just go back to being live. Again, folks, John Michael Bryant, Greer, South Carolina driver, the 29-year-old, your mom's favorite driver, should be jumping because her favorite driver is the leader after that big wreck here. 30 laps in here at Daytona International Speedway at the MRL Xfinity season opener. John Michael Bryant said he was coming from Redemption. Connell Bolton, is right behind him. as it is starting to get foggy here, folks, at the Daytona International Speedway, getting a little hard to see. As we ride on board with some of our drivers, Cornell Bolton just putting together a hell of a race. Young guy using his head, using his advantages to his ability to be able to outrun the competitors and the old guys around him. And he did call them old guys, as we got guys on pit road, as George Stetson will pull in the pit road, and his machine is tore all to pieces, and he'll use his fast repair, Colton Balzer. Out on the racetrack, we'll go back on pit road. Travis Wall sitting in his pit trying to get some damage fixed. His boys beating and banging. They're saying, let's get it on, let's get it on, let's get it on. And they're talking about the tape, because that machine, it's got a big old dent in the back. As he'll sit on pit road and try to get his damage fixed. As here comes the 78 of Caleb Hunt in his Toyota Supra. He'll bring it down pit road. He's radioed over. He was like, I need you guys to beat out this right front fender. Besides that, I think I'm good. As he'll pull into his pit road, he'll slide. His boys will hop the box. And it looks like he'll overshoot his pit box a little bit. He'll have to back it up, put it in. His guys will drum the box. They'll fix the car. They'll throw on right side tires, drop the jack, go around. Will they do left side tires? They will do left side tires. There'll be a 4-tire stop for the 78 of Caleb Hunt, excuse me, as Sean Stamper rolls into his box, and he'll slide in from here in Georgia. His guys will give him a fast repair. They'll jack up the right side of the race car. They'll put 2 tires on the right side of the race car. They'll drop the jack and go around. Will they lift up the left side and put left side tires on for 4 tires? There'll be a 4-tire stop for the 09 of Sean Stamper right here in Georgia. They'll drop the jack and he's off. Travis Wall still sitting in his pit stop. His guys are trying to get his thing, but here comes Colton Waters and his beat down Toyota Supra, missing his pit box from Mobile, Alabama, doing everything he's got to do to get back out on the racetrack. He says, give me what I got to get. Give me right side tires. And they'll drop the jack. Will he take off? Will it be a 4-tire stop? It will be a 4-tire stop for Colton Waters. And John Michael Bryant trying to tell Peter the pace car he's ready to go back green, all on the back of him. Your mom's favorite driver is winning it, folks, as we'll come off pit road here. Colton Balzer will be in the 2nd place spot. Alfonso Claudio in the 3rd place spot. The kid, Nicholas Maynard, finds himself back up in the top 5 in the 4th position. Cornell Bolton, the Canadian, in 5th. Sean Williams in 6th. Kevin Tanko from Hawthorne, New Jersey, stand up, baby, in 7th place. Tony Cook from Greer, South Carolina, the Home Run Cafe hot dog owner. Tony Cook, baby, coming to win. As your Heat 1 race winner right there, folks. Said he's going to come out here and try to win it again. The 78 Toyota Supra of Caleb Hunt will start right behind him in the 9th position. In the 10th position will be Colby Montmini. This guy's been kind of quiet tonight, trying to make something shake. Told me he was going to, his strategy was to ride in the back and do it the old-fashioned way and try to come in the end when everybody rakes out. But don't forget about the 77 of Bobby Kyle, the 60-year-old racer. Don't let him fool you. He's won plenty of races in his days. I've seen it with my own eyes, folks. Sean Stamper will ride out the 11th position and coming on pit road after his 4-tire stop in his fast repair, looking to make something shake from Hiram, Georgia. Don't forget about George Stetson, Ocala, Florida, kind of keeping it quiet. Says he doesn't want any problems. Only problem he's got is with Xbox. Is we'll go to the 14th position of the 75 car of Andy Whitaker. The 15 of Nick Crawford will roll off of pit road with a brand new car, 4 fresh tires, and a tank of gas. The 69 of Poncho McDowell lacking back behind. And here comes Chris Nady slowing and bowing. Travis Wall still on pit road, folks. See if we can't sit in there with him and see if we can't get a reaction out of him. He's beating it, banging around there. He's pissed off. John Michael Bryant is the leader, folks, here at the Daytona International Speedway. As they're side by side, as Peter the pace car should pull off this time around, and we'll go back green. As we're a quarter of the way through this race, almost halfway, folks. And 2 laps will be halfway. Who's going to lock themselves into the MRL Xfinity Series season opener at Daytona? Who is going to lock themselves into the playoffs? I can't wait, folks. It's Peter the pace car. It's pulled off. John Michael Bryant leads them in. John Michael Bryant ripping through the gears on the inside. The 17 on the outside line with the 02 of Nicholas Maynard behind him. The 85 of Alfonso Claudio behind him, trying to push the 23 out front. Will somebody jump to the top side line to block? The 02 all over the back bumper of the 17 of Balzer. Balzer trying to keep on the side drive for the 23 of Bryant. Bryant on the inside trying to make something shake. One car disappears, comes back. The 23 car looking forward, trying to make something shake again. Now they're on the top side of the racetrack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cars to 3 cars. Who's going to prevail? The 02 car of Nicholas Maynard on the top side. Going to give him a shove. Will they get the run to the line? Here we are, 34 laps in, folks, in the MRL Xfinity season opener at Daytona. John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman, out front. Nicholas Maynard to the outside of the, what is that, the 17 car. The 17 car will block him. The 02 will fill in as we look back at the 33 of Tony Cook, right on the inside of the 77 of Bobby Kyle on that top side. That top side line is in straight formation, but so is the bottom line. John Michael Bryant leading the bottom line. The top line led by Colton Balzer. Colton Balzer, your Duel 1 winner. John Michael Bryant looking for revenge from inches away from winning his dual race. He'll get a back bumper shot from the 85 of Alfonso. He'll get a little loose. The J Money Motors sits. Toyota Supra is out there. Pink rims representing the breast cancer awareness here in the October month. Tony Cook on the bottom side. Nicholas Maynard is pulling a power move. He's driving right through the 17 of Colton Balzer. I've never seen a move like that before. What is that? He must have internet connection issues. Outside line, having to work around the 17, who's lagging in and out the 02 car. 3 wide with the 17 as they roar into turn 1. The 02 car driving through the 17 and lifting and letting him back in, getting discombobulated. We have no idea what that was. That's the 02 of Nicholas Maynard. Going to lose the draft if he don't get some help. Looks like the 75 of Andy Wicker is going to fall in behind him. Them two are going to get together. I've seen these two in the past. They're really fast when they get hooked up together as they bottom out going into turn 4. As they'll run off turn 4, John Michael Bryant by a 4-car length on the outside line. It's the 02 of Nicholas Maynard and Andy Wicker are charging hard. What are they going to do? Will they get to the back bumper of the 17 car? Colton Waters in the 20 on the outside behind the 78 of Caleb Hunt, trying to make something shake. Tony Cook, the Duel 1 winner, on the outside line trying to lead it. Here comes Nicholas Maynard and Andy Wicker. They are there. That'll be a 7-car pack to a 7-car pack. Who's going to get it? 7 on 7. This ain't a football game, baby. The 48 car on the bottom right of the Quesos. John Michael Bryant will jump to the top lane. Will he get the run? Will he get the push? Tony Cook to the back bumper. Oh, yes, he is. All over there. The 78 goes high. Colton Waters checks up. The 02 checks up. Andy Wicker checks up. Big accordion effect all the way around the back. The 23, the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant getting boogie out front, and he'll jump from the top side to the bottom side. He'll eat another lap. 38 laps down of 75 here at the Daytona International Speedway. Action-packed all over the racetrack. We've had 2 cautions tonight for about 5 laps. The 02 car of Nicholas Maynard on the top side, trying to make something shake. Got Andy Wicker behind him. Let's not forget about the 25 of Sean Williams, who's been a little quiet tonight. Told me earlier tonight that he was going to try to sit back and try to stay out of chaos and save his fast repair to the end. Wasn't very sure what was going to happen, but he told me that as long as he stayed in the fight, he felt like he had a chance. As we look along here with the 77 of Bobby Kyle, the 60-year-old, strapped in extra tight tonight. Told me said he went to sleep early last night in the infield because he felt like if he went to sleep early, he'd wake up earlier tonight and do a track walk and get a little extra practice. And he's doing his thing like he usually does, sitting back in the back of the pack, cruising and boozing, baby. Right on board with the 48 of Nick Crawford from Buchanan, West Virginia, battling around back there in the 7th spot on the bottom line. As you see these guys getting chaos, the 78 will drop down on the inside. It's getting a little mixy out here, boys. What you say? What you say? Will we get 3 wide? Maybe. No. The 85 Alfonso jump to the outside. Tony Cook to the outside. He'll give him a shot. The 23 car around. The 23 car saves it. That's an epic save. John Michael Bryant with the save of the century. Keeps it green so we don't go to a caution. What's going to happen? Your mom is going batshit crazy right now. Caleb Hunt as well with the big save. These guys got to get back in the line and catch this front pack as they're cruising and boozing. We're separated 3 packs apiece. About a second separates each pack. Chris Nady 2 laps down. 4 cars off the racetrack, 1 on pit road. John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman, gets a little extra shove, gets a little loose. Now we are single file separated between 3. Sean Williams behind J Boogie Michael Bryant as they'll jump to the top side of the racetrack. The 0-2 car of Nicholas Maynard at the front of the racetrack. He's trying to make something shake. He's all over the back bumper of the 20 car of Colton Waters. As we're right on board with the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard. Will he give the Colton Waters a shot? Will they get out front? And here they are, down the back straightaway. The 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard will get a hell of a run as he'll take it towards the wall to get away. They're 3 wide at Daytona. Side by side, climbing the high banks here, the Daytona International Speedway. The 85 Alfonso Claudia gets loose as he gets turned around. As they're breaking back in the back, Alfonso Claudia goes around. And the caution is out, folks. See if we can't back it up and get a look at what happened. As we ride on board with Alfonso Claudia, we won't ride on board with him real quick. We will see what happened here. As Alfonso Claudia gets wrecked, turns around, collects the 17. The dual race winner, Colton Balzer, he's involved. Parts flying everywhere, folks, dug down. Looks like he's going to be able to continue. John Michael Bryant is going to be in the second place spot. Your race leader will be the 20 car, the Toyota Supra, Temple University student of Colton Waters out front again. Mobile, Alabama, represent, baby. As these guys are under caution for the 3rd time tonight. We're almost complete here at the Daytona International Speedway of race number 1 of the 2024 MRL Xfinity fall season. Who's trying to lock themselves in the playoffs? I can name you about 18 hungry drivers because that's what it's been all night long, folks. From heat race to feature, it's been nothing but action-packed racing from these guys, folks. If you missed it earlier, don't forget that these guys went action-packed for 8 laps in their dual races. Here's the Heat 1 results tonight. Colton Balzer was just involved in the accident that just happened. The 17 car was the winner. Not far behind him, another participant in that wreck just now, Alfonso Claudia. It looks like they'll lead everybody off pit road. We'll take a look at the Heat 2 results as well from tonight. Tony Cook took that one, and John Michael Bryant right behind him. Not too close to a call, but Connell Bolton comes in 3rd and runs it up as we'll look at Colton Waters lead them down pit road right here. John Michael Bryant as well. As they all pull on the pit road, John Michael Bryant will pull into his box. He'll stop. Connell Bolton will stop. Colton Balzer will stop. I mean, he's got big damage. His crew will hop the field. They'll got a fast repair. He'll pop his fast repair. Colton Waters with a gas-only stop. He's on and off. He'll win the race off pit road. Bobby Kyle coming off pit road himself. John Michael Bryant to follow. Alfonso Claudia getting some of that damage fixed. George Stetson still sitting in the pits himself. Andy Whitaker on his way out. Still got some damage himself. Looks like Nick Crawford will be the leader of the race. Buck Gannon, West Virginia native. And the Queso Chevy Camaro out front trying to get himself locked into the MRL Xfinity Series playoffs with a win here tonight. Don't forget, folks, the top 5 points pay out, and every lap led is a point added to your total score. These guys are going to be racing hard all year long, trying to point race to lock each other into the playoffs, teammates or not. You gotta take some of the weaker drivers, in my opinion, to the playoffs, so you can make it better for yourself. If I'm out there and I'm racing for a championship, but that's just my own opinion. What do I know? we look back through the field here, we'll do one final sweep through off the pit road here. Hopefully we can keep it green through the end. Nick Crawford stays out. Looks like Tony Cook comes out. Looks like Nick Crawford will be the only car to stay out after pitting right there. Actually, I take that back. It'll be the 7 of Travis Wall, but he'll be a lap down after sitting on pit road for a brief minute earlier. It's guys jumping up and down on the hood trying to get it to go down. Looks like they got a brand new race car out there. Finally came to the conclusion to use his fast repair and serve his penalty. Travis Wall hasn't had the best race yet, but he's trying to get himself back in. Hopefully we can get himself together, get it back in here. George Stetson still sitting on pit road. Ocala, Florida, the William Byron fan. The PlayStation Chevy Camaro is still sitting there. As Alfonso Calodio, the cause of the last caution, will come back out with a brand new race car. Uses only fast repair that they have, folks, for the super speedways here at the MRL Racing Series. Right on board here. 77 of Bobby Kyle, the 60-year-old. Heart rate's calm as a whistle. If we check his telemetry, it's nice and a little slow under the caution lamps, doing it what he's got to do. So do one more weather report here, folks. Nothing's really changed much. The wind's down about, jumped up another mile an hour, 10 miles an hour, another one. The wind is blowing here, folks, at the Daytona International Speedway. As we're near the beach, the temperature is rising. 70 degrees. Beautiful night here for some racing on the MRL Xfinity Series opener at Daytona. As these guys, looks like they're going to go green this time around. Peter, the pace car, will pull in. Once again, guys, we'll do another fast and loud here when these guys go green. We'll see you on the other side of the green flag to see who will win it back to the green flag, as we are 44 laps into our 75-lap main event. Who will lock themselves into the MRL Xfinity Series playoffs? Will it be the 48 of Nick Crawford? Will it be the 20 of Colton Waters or Tony Cook? Who knows? Here we go, folks. Boogity, 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 boogity. Balzer will lead him back into turn 3 after getting a fast repair side by side. They roar through turn 4. Trying to keep it together. Colton Waters on the outside, trying to make something shake. He'll have the 21 car behind him of the Connell Bolton Canadian, trying to make something happen. Can they get to his back bumper? If I'm them, I'm trying to ride, trying to be patient here. We got about 20-something laps to go. Maybe about 19 laps to go as the 02 of Nicholas Manor will fall in the line on the bottom side. Behind the number 77 of Bobby Kyle. Tony Cook will be in front of them. Then the 48 of Nick. Then the 17. As we ride on board with Colton Waters in the 20 Toyota Supra. As he'll stay in the top of the racetrack. Won't side draft the 17. Will they get a shot from behind? Side by side down the back stretch, the 20 car of Colton Waters up the banking. The 21 gets shoved out of line by the 23 of John Michael Bryant. John Michael Bryant says, watch out, I got places to be and bills to pay. Watch out. Colton Balzer doing what he's done all night, leading the pack back to the green flag checker, or whatever you want to call it, leading another lap, adding points to his total as he'll blink in and out. The 48 car of Nick Crawford will fall in behind him. Tony Cook, the 85 of Alfonso Claudio, he'll be on the top side of the racetrack. We'll have a pack of 6 versus a pack of 8. What's going to happen here? The 23 car, John Michael Bryant, looks slow from the bottom side of Colton Waters. Is he going to get there? He'll pull to the door. Side by side, going through the banking of turn 3 and 4, John Michael Bryant is back out front here late at the Daytona International Speedway, making moves happen. He'll jump back to the top side of the racetrack in front of Colton Waters. Excuse me, folks, I'm talking way too fast. If we take a look here, John Michael Bryant, 29 years old, your mom should be screaming right now in joy as he's putting on an absolute show out there supporting breast cancer, as he'll get caught 3 wide up the middle. Colton Waters will press the issue. Here comes the 85 of Alfonso Claudio. He says, I want to play. Let's go 3 wide. The 78 loose up the middle. Tony Cook on the bottom side. These drivers are cranking it up to another notch. We're about 25 laps in as they get loose on the bottom of the racetrack. The 25 of Sean Stamper and the 78. Will they save it? Caleb Punt is around. Caleb Punt is around. The caution is out, folks. Caution is out, folks. Let's take a look there and see what happened. See if we can't go to the... I want to go to the gearbox. I want to go to a good kind of view that they have out here. As we look on board with the 78 of Caleb Punt, as he'll just turn around the 25 of Sean Stamper. That ain't Sean Stamper, excuse me. That'll be Sean Williams. We got a lot of Sean's. Andy Whitaker involved as well. Just nowhere to go. See if we can't back it up and get a better look one more time. And I think we'll ride on board with the number 25 of Sean Williams and see if we can't get his perspective of what was going on there. These drivers getting loose. There's nowhere to go. He gets turned around, goes back on the racetrack. Hell of a save. And the 78 crashes down in front of him. Sean Williams from East Windsor, just nowhere to go. Not much you can do here, folks, on the high banks of Daytona International Speedway, as we'll zoom back forward and catch back up to these guys under caution for the fifth time today. We're 50 laps into the 75-lap main event. Got 25 laps remaining here at the Daytona International Speedway. MRL, that's the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series, live on the Booty Scoot Racing TikTok channel. Don't forget to go ahead and like the video, drop a follow. Follow our Madness Racing League on TikTok as well. They'll be pinned below. As we'll do one more through the field. Again, pretty much all day, Colton Balzer has been dominating. Leading laps, dominating both lines. Won his heat race earlier. Tony Cook out front again, won his dual race as well. Kind of ironic, the first 2 out front again. Nick Crawford in the 3rd place spot tonight. Here late with 25 laps to go. Buchanan, West Virginia, stayed out of trouble. I haven't talked much about him tonight. The 85 involved in a wreck earlier tonight, but was able to get his fast repair and come back out. He's back out front, starting in the 4th position. Would anybody come on the pit road here? I wouldn't believe so. We'll see what kind of pit strategies are being played. Looks like the 17 will lead them all down. The 02 of Nicholas Maynard will stay out. Stay out and lead some laps, it looks like, to try to get some extra points on the day. Maybe he's got enough gas. Maybe he's been trying to get his gas saved, but we'll follow Andy Whitaker in the 75 Ford Mustang down pit road as he'll pull into his pit box, and we'll see if we can't get a better angle of his guys hopping the wall. As they'll hop the wall, they'll put 2 tires on as everybody else piling in behind them. George Stetson in the 56. His guys will hop the wall. They'll put right side tires on, drop the jack, put left side tires on, get some damage fixed. And he'll be sitting in the pit stop for a while. Sean Stamper will lead them off pit road. In the 09, Sean Williams, the pair of Seans with the 2 fastest pit crews on pit road, it seems like, as they'll be out first. Don't forget about Caleb Punt still sitting back here getting some damage after getting turned around, bringing out the caution. Andy Whitaker was involved as well. George Stetson getting some damage fixed. Andy Whitaker is off. But Nicholas Maynard stays out, folks. Throws a strategy call out there. Who's going to beat him on strategy? Who's got the gas? Who doesn't? Can we make it past the green, white, checkered? The 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard, Wilford, South Carolina. The 22-year-old trying to play hard to get out here and get the win early, lock himself into the playoffs. Another guy we ain't talked a lot about tonight, Kevin Tonko, he's been a lap down as he'll sit up here behind the pace car waiting to get a wave around to get his lap back. But I have hard news for him. I don't think he'll get his lap back with the leader staying out and being Nicholas Maynard. So Colton Balzer will be the second place driver. Tony Cook will be starting third. Alfonso Claudio will be in fourth. John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman, looking to make something shake. If I had to put my money on somebody, I'm going to put it on Tony Cook, him, or the 17 car. They've been the 3 fastest guys all night. Don't forget about Nick Crawford from West Virginia, piecing together a nice race in the 6th spot. Colton Waters in the 7th spot. Mobile, Alabama, stand up. His frat guys are in the building. Let me see if I can't get a better angle for you guys so I don't have to bug you out. Cornell Bolton, the Canadian, trying to keep quiet, the 14-year-old, giving it everything he's got. Bobby Kyle, the 6-year-old veteran, driving his Toyota, trying to keep it clean. 26 laps to go, folks. Sean Williams going to round out the top 10 in his Chevy Camaro East Windsor. Not very sure where that's at, but I'm pretty sure they're pissed off he was involved in that last wreck, and it wasn't his fault. It's the Ford of Tonko. Kevin Tonko's will drop to the back of the field because he is a lap down. Thought he was going to get the wave around. Doesn't look like he's going to get the wave around, but he will start in front of Travis Wall here. Nicholas Maynard will be your leader, folks, as they're side by side. Coming off turn 2 down the backstretch. We'll go 1 to green. We will go green this time around. Colton Balzer will be in the 2nd place spot. The 3rd place spot will be Tony Cook. Alfonso Claudio in the 4th spot. John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman, will round out the top 5 along with Nick Crawford and Colton Waters in the 7th spot. If you've been here this whole time, folks, you've seen the action. You've seen the drivers. You've made it this far. You might as well stay for 26 more. Excuse me, 24 more. When we go green here, it should switch over, but you guys. Okay, oh, the 85 is in the wall under caution. Not sure what is going on. Alfonso Claudio, maybe something happened under to the race car. Or it looks like he's bugged out. He's gone. Alfonso Claudia is gone, folks. Alfonso Claudia off the racetrack late. But that's besides the point, folks. We're getting ready to go green again here. The MRL Xfinity Series Open. Nicholas Maynard will lead him to the green, and he launches. Ripping through the gears, 1st gear, 2nd gear, 3rd gear, all the way up the 23 car. John Michael Bryant in the 4th place spot, looking to make something shake. Nick Crawford on the top side. He'll follow in behind the 23 car, John Michael Bryant. The 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard out front, leading the bottom line. We look in here on the 25 car of Sean Williams, battling hard beside the number 48. Of Nick Crawford. We look in on 77 of Bobby Kyle. Nick Crawford on the outside has been having a hell of a race, trying to keep quiet as they'll single file get behind. Tony Cook will shoot to the top side of the racetrack. Nicholas Maynard's under attack as the top side is starting to form together. What will Nicholas Maynard do? Will he throw a block to the top side? Nicholas Maynard stays on the bottom side of the racetrack. Nicholas Maynard on the bottom side of the racetrack as they soar through the front stretch. We look back on the 75 of Andy Whitaker. The 48 stays in line. He's behind the 48 car. soaring into turn one. They're on almost 3 wide. Tony Cook riding behind the Toyota Supra 02 of Nicholas Maynard and the Maynard Motors machine. But don't forget about out front is the dual race winner, the number 17, Colton Balzer. He's looking to make his mark. 24 laps to go here in the Scooting 250, the MRL Xfinity Series. Down the backstretch. Tony Cook trying to make something shake. Nicholas Maynard to the top side of the racetrack. John Michael Bryan will make it 3 wide. He said, I got places to be, folks. John Michael Bryan up the middle of the racetrack. As they soar across the front stretch, they fall back in line. Nicholas Maynard leading the outside. Colton Balzer leading the inside. As they soar down the front stretch heading into turn one. Sean Williams on the bottom side on the inside of the 23. The Boogeyman, the Kid, on the outside, trying to make something shake. Tony Cook on the outside. He'll dive to the bottom on the inside. Trying to make something shake. Colton Waters, can they get clear? The 02 of the 23 following backwards. Got to get in line. Colton Waters will jump to the outside. 3 Toyota Supras in a row. 4 Toyota Supras in a row. Can they get to the front? The 21 of Bolton out front, trying to run away with it. 23 laps to go to the Daytona Scooting 250. Down the front stretch, 23 laps to go. Colton Balzer is your winner. Not your winner, but he is your leader. Colton Waters on the outside being pushed by the 02 of Nicholas Maynard, the Kid. On the outside, John Michael Bryan, the Boogeyman, trying to make something shake on the outside as well. Andy Wicker will hop in line. That'll be 3 Supras, a Ford, and a Camaro on the outside. There'll be 5 on 8. Who's going to get here? 22 laps to go. Pushing hard. The 02 all over the back bumper. The 17 will lag out real quick. Everybody gets loose. Into turn 3, climbing the banking. The 02 will move out and get a little bit of air. The 23 making another move. 3 wide up the middle through turn 4. As the sun has set and the moon is fully up, the lights are out, the fog is out, it's cold here at the beach. Colton Waters on the outside being pushed hard by the Boogeyman. Connell Bolton in the 21, special shout out, pushing hard. Colton Waters leading the outside line. Being pushed hard by the 23 of John Michael Bryan. Colton Balzer the leader. They're side by side. Nobody's moving an inch. Who's going to prevail? 20 laps to go. At the line. Who's going to win and lock themselves into the MRL playoffs? Colton Water leads the lap. That outside line is starting to prevail. Can they stay straight and stay in order? It is a 6-on-6. Got 2 cars lagging back. It's going to be a drag race. John Michael Bryan gets a little whirly heading through turn 2. Nicholas Maynard look to the top side of him. He'll get a little bit of air. Andy Wicker behind him as he'll get a big run to the front. As they'll come here, Tony Cook jumps from the bottom side to the top side. He'll stick to the middle. The 48 in the middle. They're 3 wide down the back of the middle. Here comes the 48 of Nick Crawford. He's going to make something shake. Nicholas Maynard on the outside, 3 wide through 4. These guys are nuts. What an experienced race car drivers. John Michael Bryan want to make something shake. Nicholas Maynard holding it on the outside, 3 wide, 1 car on the wall. We got 1 car on the wall without a hood. It looks like it's the 56 of George Stetson. He'll get out of the way. For everybody, the 02 gets it to the 48 of Nick Crawford. The Knicks tangle in a big wreck. Big wreck at Daytona strikes again. Big wreck strikes again at Daytona. As we back that ass up and take a look at what happened there. Looks like the 02 of Nicholas Maynard gets into the back bumper of Nick Crawford and sends him around. And don't think it was intentional. Was right on board here as he was 3 wide. Nicholas Maynard was for literally a lap and a half. It looks like he lived it. And the 48 comes up and nudges the wall and gets turned off the front bumper of the 02 car. As we'll back it up real quick. Give me just a moment. Excuse me for that. As we back it up one more time. Maybe a couple after what we just seen, folks. That was a massive shot. See if we can't get it going. Appreciate you guys bearing with me as we ride with the 48 of Nick Crawford. Yeah, it looks like he just got a little high. Nicholas Maynard had nowhere to go. Big hit for Tony Cook. And the 78 of Caleb Hunt as well. Just a massive crash on the, getting ready to be on the back straightaway off turn 2. And we'll fast forward to these guys back at the pace car. We got 19 laps to go. Who is going to lock themselves into the MRL Xfinity Series season opener here at Daytona? Who's going to lock themselves into the playoffs? I can't tell you. I'm lost for words. The action pack has been here. The racing has been here. The etiquette has been here. The drivers has been here. These guys that put on an absolute show from dual race 1 to dual race 2 to the feature. It doesn't get any better. We ride on board with the 48 of Nick Crawford. Was involved in that last crash. It's the leader of the 21, Connell Bolton, excuse me. Will be the leader here. We got 18 laps to go here in the MRL Xfinity Series. These guys have been putting on an absolute show. Colton Balzer is the leader. Excuse me about that. Colton Waters in 3rd, Bobby Kyle in 4th, John Michael Bryant in 5th, Sean Williams in 6th, the kid Nicholas Maynard in 7th. Just turned around the 48 of Nick Crawford. As they'll two will pull off on the pit road, it'll be John Michael Bryant and Nicholas Maynard, the kid. They'll pull on the pit road behind one another. Nicholas Maynard will pull into his pit road first, and he'll slide into the box. Let's see what they do. Is he'll pull into the box. His pit crew will hop the wall. They'll put the gas tank in. They'll pull the gas tank out. He'll be on his way as the gas only stops. John Michael Bryant. And they'll lift up the right side of his race car. They'll take the right sides off his race car. Nicholas Maynard off pit road. John Michael Bryant drops the jack. They'll put the left sides on. He'll take a 4-tire stop. He'll be out. Tony Cook on pit road. Chris Nady on pit road. Tony Cook is driving off, I think. John Michael Bryant is off pit road. So we'll go back to the leader here. Got a lot of busy action on pit road. Guys are on different strategies. Guys taking tires. Guys taking gas. It's been a hell of a show here out here, folks. If you haven't been here since the beginning, don't forget these guys raced an absolute gem earlier in their heat races. And here's the results from heat race 1 earlier. Colton Balzer did win that race, and he's leading here late. Been dominating here early, him and Tony Cook. But guess what? You guessed it. Tony Cook won heat race number 2. Them two boys have been putting on a show tonight along with the boogeyman John Michael Bryant. Can't blame them, can't shame them. If you can't beat them, you wreck them. And that's what we've had for the last 4 times for 70 laps almost here. Only 4 cautions. You can't beat it. As we are under caution for the 5th time after Nicholas Maynard in the 0-2 gets into Nick Crawford. The battle of the Knicks continues next at the Daytona International Speedway. As we look on here with Travis Wall from Pelzer, South Carolina. He says let's get it on, but he hasn't got it on much tonight, trying to keep it a little quiet. It's been involved in a couple accidents of none of his own doing. Hell of a race car driver. Know what he's got to do to get it done. But what are they going to do to beat Colton Balzer, guys? The winner of his dual race and the dominator of the feature here. As we got 16 laps to go here late in this opening season race of the MRL Xfinity Series. As we'll do one more walkthrough of the starting line, well, not the starting lineup, but the lineup here after the pit stops. As we come close to the end of the race here, the number 17 of Colton Balzer will be the leader here. Connell Bolton will be on the outside in the 21. Colton Waters will be starting third in the 20. Bobby Kyle will be in the 77 in fourth place. On the inside, the 25 of Sean Williams. On the outside will be the number 75 of Andy Wicker. The number 7 spot will be the 48 of Nick Crawford, and the number 8 spot will be the number 09 of Sean Stamper. And Peter, the pace car is off. And we are off again, folks. Getting ready to hopefully keep it green to the end. We're trying to get some guys. Trying to get some guys here, there, everywhere. And then they get 3 wide, and we get 3 laps, and then they wreck. But here we are again, and they're off. 15 laps to go, folks, here at the Daytona International Speedway. There we go. Let's see if I can't get it to turn green for us. Side by side. Going through turn 4. Colton Waters, your leader. Out front here late at Daytona International Motor Speedway. We have 15 laps to go at the line in the Scootin' 250. The outside, the 21 of Connell Bolton. He'll be on the outside, being pushed hard by the number 77 of Bobby Kyle, the 75 car of Andy Wicker behind him, then following behind him, the 33 of Tony Cook, the 02 of Nicholas Mander, slides up the 23 of John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman. Colton Water gets loose, the 25 on the apron of the racetrack. They'll get a little loose there, every one of them will save it. Colton Waters on the bottom of the racetrack. They'll all slide down in front of him. They'll get a big run. The 02 car of Nicholas Maynard on the outside. The 23 car of John Michael Bryant will stay with Nicholas Maynard as they roar into turn 3. Nicholas Maynard will take it to the back bumper of the 33 car, Tony Cook. Will he give him a shot? He sure will. Tony Cook gets a little loose. Nicholas Maynard gets a little loose. Sends him in at the top of the racetrack. Colton Waters jump to the outside. They're in a line, 4-on-4 to the line. Who's going to get here? The 21 car. Side by side, ripping through the lines here. And the high banks of the Daytona International Speedway into turn 1, into turn 2 now. 21 car out front of Connell Bolton, the Canadian 14-year-old, doing what he's got to do to win him a race here in the MRL and lock himself in. The 20 car on the outside. Colton Waters gets turned by Colton. Oh, big wreck. Big wreck in the back stretch. Big wreck in the back stretch. Nicholas Maynard hard into the inside wall. The leader, Colton Balzer. Big wreck. As we back it up here, let's get a better look at what happened. It's a 75. We robbed the 75 of Andy Wicker. He gets turned around. Colton Waters, Nicholas Maynard. Big hit. Way to lock it down for Andy Wicker. Looks like there's not a lot of damage that could keep him out of the race, but there is some damage on his car. We'll back it up one more time and back that ass up. Excuse me. Didn't mean to bring that up. Let me back my ass up real quick and we'll ride on board with the 02 of Nicholas Maynard. See what he's seen. Tony Cook gets a little, he gets clipped up and just a big wreck. They got it saved. Did he get off the wall? Oh, big hit for the 22-year-old from Welford. Well, he's stuck in the wall. It won't turn for him. we make our way back to the front of the pack here. Catch back up to the pace car. As you see the ticker come across the top of your board, Colton Waters in the pit, Nicholas Maynard, 12th spot, trying to get his car back around to the pit spot. The 21 car, the 14-year-old sensation of Connell Bolton. 7 career iRacing wins from Kingston, Ontario, Canada, representing his country out front here late in the MRL Xfinity Series, trying to lock himself into the playoffs. But he's going to have to battle the 60-year-old Bobby Kyle, who's hungry for a win in his Caterpillar Toyota Supra. And right behind him, don't forget the Home Run Cafe owner of Tony Cook, hungry for a win after winning his dual race earlier, looking to take all the points necessary. Sean Stamper in the 09. Come all the way from here from Georgia down here to Daytona. Told me he was looking to have a successful, fun, clean race tonight. And he's 12 laps in. He's got himself a chance to win it all. 17 of Colton Balzer. Back out here again after being involved in that wreck almost and avoiding it. Just running through the grass. Probably got his tires changed. Got a little right front scrape there, I see. Let's take a look here at Sean Williams. He's had a hell of a race as we keep going through the field here for our brief race recap of each individual. The 25 car of Sean Williams. Not much out of him tonight. Been kind of quiet. Been involved in one wreck. None of his own doing, though. Chris Nady in the 222. Caught him some trouble earlier tonight, but calmed himself down, got his car fixed, stayed in the back. It looks like it's worked out pretty successful with him. Then we move back to the 48 of Nick Crawford. Got turned around earlier by the 02 of Nicholas Maynard. The battle of the Knicks got into it, and there was words exchanged on the radio, hoping these guys are going to settle that out for the end of the race. Nick Crawford was not very happy with the way that Nicholas Maynard raced him. If you look into your mom's favorite driver, John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman, looking to get boogie and dance up front again and get himself locked into the playoffs. Andy Whitaker is stuck on pit road. Here comes Nicholas Maynard, still limping his car around, trying to get it on pit road. And he's got big time wheel damage. I believe he still has his fast repairs. He hasn't been caught up in much tonight. See here, as we've watched Nicholas Maynard, the kid, pull down on the pit road. A lot of experience with 140 iRacing official wins. That means he's got some wins under his belt. He got some laps turned as he'll slide into his pit box and miss it and put it in reverse Terry. As he'll line his pit box up as the pace car is on the backstretch, and they'll rise up the left side. He'll put left side tires on. That's an unusual car. Fast repair, and he's off again. Nicholas Maynard is back out on the racetrack. Andy Whitaker, here he is on pit road after a brief moment on pit road as his team has put some tape on the front of the grill and taped down the back spoiler. He's back out there trying to make something shake. Bobby Kyle, Conan Bolton, Tony Cook, Colton Balzer, and Sean Williams will round out your top 5 when we go back green here. Is it going to be the battle of the Seans? Is there right here back to back, the 09 and the 25? Or is there going to be the battle of the Knicks? Kind of curious here, my dang selves. Looks like it should be 1 to green here, so they should be choosing sides. Not very sure. And they will be choosing sides. We'll go 1 to green here. It's 75 of Andy Whitaker. Catches the back of the pack. Here we go, folks. Down the backstretch, hopefully for the final time tonight under caution. Hopefully we can do the rest under green. John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman, finding his spot in. The 21 car of Connell Bolton finding his spot in. Colton Balzer, our Heat 1 winner, will be restarting in the 4th position here. Sean Williams in the 5th position. got a shot to win it here late. 10 laps to go. So we have quite a few guys multiple laps down and out of the race, but we appreciate the ones that stuck around. We appreciate the guys that have stuck around here on the TikTok channel. Go ahead and like the video. Don't forget to give us a follow. We appreciate you guys joining in. We have a Gen 6 Cup League that will be starting next Monday. We'll be live also right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. But first, we must complete the Xfinity Series Open, and they're off. Cornell Bolton leads them back to green. We have 9 laps left to go. The 09. All over the back bumper of the 17. Sean Stamper trying to make something shake. The 21 car, Cornell Bolton out front. Tony Cook in second. Bobby Kyle in third. Sean Williams in fourth. Colton Balzer in fifth. As there'll be single file down the back stretch. 9 laps to go here at the Daytona International Speedway. Bobby Kyle on the outside trying to get a push. Tony Cook will jump on the outside. He's looking for a push. He wants to win. John Michael Bryan and Nicholas Maynard up the middle. 3 wide at Daytona. Late in the race. What's going to happen? Who's going to get it done? Cornell Bolton trying to make it shake. Sean Williams trying to make it shake. Who's going to get here first? Or are they going to keep it green? Side by side through the tri-oval. Plowing into turn 1, John Michael Bryan all over the back bumper. The race leader, Cornell Bolton, Nicholas Maynard in the 02 Maynard Motors Toyota Super Machine behind him, trying to make something shake. Bobby Kyle in 4th place. Tony Cook and Andy Whitaker hooked up big time on that outside, trying to get an outside line going. John Michael Bryan will jump to the top side of the racetrack. He wants the race lead. He'll get the race lead. Nicholas Maynard will jump in behind him. We'll see if we can't get a better action shot of that was going on in the front of the field here. Nicholas Maynard, Bobby Kyle, and 21 car and the 02 car all together on the bottom side of the racetrack trying to make something shake. John Michael Bryan 3 wide through 4 as they come across the front stretch. Tony Cook trying to make something shake. John Michael Bryan goes to the bottom side of the racetrack. He wants to be the race leader. He wants to win tonight's race. He wants to lock himself into the playoffs. He knows what it takes to win. The boogeyman, John Michael Bryan, boogieing all around the front of the pack. He says if you want a boogie, come tangle. The 02 car of Nicholas Maynard on the bottom side of the racetrack. He'll fall into the 3rd place spot, and then he'll fill back in. The kid from Welford, South Carolina, trying to lock himself into the MRL Xfinity Series playoffs. He'll jump to the outside of the racetrack. The 21 Canadian, he'll jump to the outside of the racetrack. John Michael Bryan goes for the block. Bobby Kyle on the bottom side. Here comes the 17 car of Colton Balzer, the Heat 1 winner. The 02 car of Nicholas Maynard on the top side of the racetrack. It's a 4-on-8. He gets a little bit loose. The 23 car, the boogeyman jumps up in front of him. Nicholas Maynard gives him a shot. What a save by John Michael Bryan. Bobby Kyle hard in the Nicholas Maynard. There's a wreck. Big wreck. Big wreck. The 21 car all the way down in the infield. That's Cornell Bolton. The caution is out. The caution is out, folks, late here at the Daytona International Speedway. Cornell Bolton hard into the wall. Nicholas Maynard collected as well. His day is done and his fast pair is over. That is over for Nicholas Maynard, the kid. Big time. Let's back that ass up and see if we can't see what happened. A big ass pile up. With 6 laps to go at Daytona International Speedway. Up front, 2 people trying to lock themselves into the playoffs. Pushing, shoving, you name it. We're right along. We're right along with the 48 car. He looks like he's far back enough to where he can tell us exactly what happened. He's right along with Nick Crawford here. Looks like the 21 just gets into the back of the 77 of Bobby Kyle. Let's back it up a little more, see if we can't get a little better angle of everybody. Nicholas Maynard hard on the wall. 21 takes a ride down to the infield grass. Trouble late, folks, here At the Daytona International Speedway, multiple drivers involved. Connell Bolton, the 14-year-old from Ontario, Canada, goes from leading the race to wreck just like that, folks. That's how quick things can change here at Daytona. John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman, is the race leader after getting a phenomenal shot by the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard to get him out front, but then mayhem ensues behind him. And would you look at that, folks, Chris Nady got some damage on the front end. We'll see what he'll do here. He was listed in the third place spot. Got a chance to make something possibly happen here. Tony Cook will be in the second place spot. And per usual, Tony's found himself a way through there and a chance to win it late in the race. As Andy Whitaker looks like his car comes out clean from that wreck and he'll get away from it. I stand corrected. Got a little door mark, but doors don't hurt nobody. Nick Crawford, the West Virginia native, in his Queso Camaro's got a little banged up on the outside skirts. Sean Stamper looks like he'll have a complete race car to be able to compete for the end of the win. The 21 of Kingston, Ontario, 14-year-old Connell Bolton is raced his ass off tonight to be a young guy out here racing with some older guys out of his age group, but he's put on a show, goes from leading the race to wreck just like that. It shows you how fast it takes. Colton Waters on pit road, folks. His guys are pissed off. They're beating the shit out of that race car. Sean Williams as well. Bobby Kyle, the tore-up race car of Nicholas Maynard, the kid. And he'll climb out of his race car, throw his helmet at the pit box, and go sit in his race hauler. He is mad. It's Kevin Tonkos. Still minus 8 laps down, I believe it is. Minus 6 laps down. He'll get his lap back and be the lucky dog this time around. Till then, John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman, your mom's favorite driver. She should be happy as we are in our closing laps here of the Daytona season opener MRL Xfinity Series. Who will lock themselves into the playoffs and not have to worry about anything but gaining points all year long. Don't forget, folks, this is a free-to-join, free-to-race league. Don't forget to go ahead and sign up via TikTok. Check out the Madness Racing League TikTok. Come on out. Race every other Saturday and Monday, excuse me. We also offer a Gen 6 Cup Series League. Don't forget to come out and race. As we look aboard, some of our drivers that have survived the chaos here tonight. 2 dual races early, 8 laps apiece. There's one of your winners, Colton Balzer. There's your other winner, Tony Cook. Them two have already scored some kind of W tonight, trying to lock themselves in for this time legitimately into the playoffs instead of just having a bunch of points. Chris Nady stayed out of a bunch of trouble early in the race, and here he is, finds himself late with a chance to win it. John Michael Bryant out front. And Sean Stamper in the back. He's got a shot to win it. Don't forget him. Nick Crawford as well. Bobby Kyle still on pit road. His day will be done. Nicholas Maynard as well. Colton Waters will come back around and get a little more damage fixed for the final time, as they should be going 1 to green this time around. Nick Crawford told me earlier tonight exactly what he wanted was to be late with a chance to win it, and here he is with a chance to win it. But if they want to win it, they're going to have to go through this guy, John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman. He told me, make sure you guys come down to Greer, Nissan of Greer in Greer, South Carolina. Come buy yourself a car. Tell them you need to see John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman. He can hook you up with your brand new ride. It might not be a race car, but your car, your passion, your love. He just wants your money. John Michael Bryant out front here, folks, putting on an absolute show. It's been a show between the top 3, really. Tony Cook, Colton Balzer, and John Michael Bryant. The 2 dual winners behind John Michael Bryant. John Michael Bryant trying to hold his own here late. As we'll go 1 to green. We have a green-white checker, looks like here, folks, to see who's going to lock themselves into the MRL Xfinity Series. What's going to happen, folks? These guys have been pretty good. Both dual races were fantastic, action-packed races, and this feature race has been absolutely the same. We started off with a 22-lap run of green before we had our first caution, and we've had about 5 cautions since, but a 75-lap race, I can't complain. But for the final time, hopefully these guys are climbing the banking through 1 and 2 under caution behind the pace car. we'll do for the final time, hopefully. Through the field, John Michael Bryant will be the leader here. Tony Cook in second on the outside. Colton Balzer on the inside, third spot. Fourth spot will be Chris Nady. The fifth spot will be Andy Whitker. The sixth spot will be Nick Crawford. The seventh spot will be Connell Bolton. The eighth spot will be Sean Stampert. The ninth spot will be Colton Waters when he gets up here. Bobby Kyle is back around the racetrack in the 10th spot. That'll be all the remaining cars left on the racetrack. John Michael Bryant will lead them back to the green here, hopefully for the final time. One green-white checkered here in the MRL Xfinity Series, I believe. Hopefully that's all we need. Again, folks, talked to Tony Cook before the race. He told me he was happy with his car after the dual race. Said he felt like he had a lot of speed. The car handled great. He said he just needed an opportunity in the future race to stay out of trouble, and he felt like he had a shot, and here he is with another chance to win it. John Michael Bryant said he felt like he had one stolen from him in his heat race, and here he is trying to redeem himself. It's Peter the pace car, folks, will pull off into pit road for hopefully the final time tonight as we get ready to go green in the MRL Xfinity Series. Boogity, 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 we're green again, hopefully for the final time. John Michael Bryant will move to the top side of the racetrack. And they're wrecking behind him. Tony Cook spinning. Oh, and the caution is out, folks. And that'll do it. John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman, hometown of Greer, South Carolina, your mom's favorite driver, will win the opening race of the MRL Xfinity Series at Daytona and lock himself into the playoffs. Just an absolute dominating performance from John Michael Bryant. Made moves when he didn't have to, but made them work and didn't take out anybody in the process, locking himself into the MRL Xfinity Series racing playoffs early in the season with this win here. If he can keep enough gas in the race car to catch the pace car and finish the race. So let's back that ass up. Let's see what happened there on that restart. Looks like Tony Cook got shoved around. See if we can't see what happened. It's Tony Cook. Starts on the outside row here, and the 23 of John Michael Bryant gets a good jump to Chris Nady, and the 222 is going to shove it 3 wide up the middle. And Tony Cook will get turned around. And it comes out at the point of caution. Is what will do the points to 17 Airborne back there in the back. Let's see if we can't get a better look at that. One of our better competitors of the day won his heat race earlier. Both heat race contenders taken out. Right on board with Colton Balzer. He gets spun around hard into the wall, lifted up in the air. Big shots all around. But that don't mean anything if your name ain't John Michael Bryant, because John Michael Bryant is the winner of the I-85. Not the I-85, excuse me, the MRL Xfinity Series season opener at Daytona, locking himself into the playoffs. As we fast forward back after the replay, John Michael Bryant, all he has to do is catch the pace car and finish these pace laps, and it's all his. Get it to the live point here. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, John Michael Bryant will bring the field around under the caution behind Peter the pace car for the final time, and he will win the inaugural MRL Xfinity Series season opener at Daytona, putting on an absolute show. He told me earlier tonight that he felt like he was robbed out of his dual race, and they never gave him a shot, and here he is, the winner of Daytona. Couldn't be proud more. He's screaming over the radio. See if we can't get a donut from him or a burnout of some sort. John Michael Bryant is your winner. Chris Nady will finish in the second spot Connell Bolton will finish in the 3rd spot. Nick Crawford will finish in the 4th spot. Colton Waters in the 5th spot. Sean Stamper in the 6th spot. But all eyes are on the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant. As he comes around. With his hand out the window, supporting the fans. Appreciate everybody that come out tonight and supported the race. A long night here at the Daytona International Speedway, from dusk to dawn, daylight to dark. Heat races, a main feature. We had it all. John Michael Bryant and the J Sense. Excuse me. Is your winner, folks. Pace car will pull down into pit road. John Michael Bryant will take it into the grass and go celebrate. Oh, watch out, George. Don't run him over. John Michael Bryant gonna burn it down here. Going backwards on the racetrack around all the guys. John Michael Bryant burning it down for his fans here at the Daytona International Speedway. Got a lot of pink jerseys out there representing the 23 car. And you best believe your mom's jumping around, topless or not. Her favorite driver just won his way into the playoffs in the MRL Xfinity Series. John Michael Bryant, your winner here at Daytona. John Michael Bryant will do his inaugural up against the wall, bounce off, burnout. One of Michael Bryant's greatest traditions. We're right on board, John. Burning it down. Giving it everything you got. Is he gonna blow it? Is he gonna blow it? And he blows it. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your winner, John Michael Bryant. And we appreciate you guys joining in for the first ever inaugural MRL Xfinity Series season opener at Daytona. The boogeyman, John Michael Bryant from Greer, South Carolina. Your mom's favorite driver, the 29-year-old, locks himself into the playoffs. And he'll be racing for a championship come next year. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Booty Scoot Racing TikTok channel. Don't forget, we'll be live again next week with our Gen 6 Cup debut. Again here from the high banks at Daytona. Thank you for joining in.